Hey everybody, welcome back. Slay the Spire. I gotta say, don't worry about this. Like, okay, so yesterday was Saturday. I recorded that episode, and then, like, at 1 p.m., I was like, I got time. You know, the baby's nursing and napping right now. Maybe I could sneak in a Slay the Spire run for leisure, not as the Watcher. Don't worry. Kept getting interrupted. Got some dinner, went out for a walk, started doing some electrical work, not like serious stuff around the house, but I was flipping breakers. Flipped the breaker that was unlabeled, ended up being my office power. And as far as I'm concerned, this run is lost forever. The 9-hour Slay the Spire run, lost forever. Either way, I gotta tell you, the Switch is right here. The Switch in bed last night, I had a very good scry pressure points run that ended up winning easily, quite frankly, and now we're on level 8 on the Switch too, but this is the PC version. You can tell by the mouse pointer. Give me a random rare card. I think Scrawl is really decent, especially we can get it at the cost 0 at an upgrade. But the main thing that I like about Scrawl is that it kind of like artificially thins your deck. I think here, unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, you know what I think you do here? I think you start like this. You do something like that, in the hopes of being able to kill you this turn, and that's exactly how that's going to work out. And then, I've got to get my mindset right, because I'm being straight up with you. Hold on. You have 21. This will do 6, will be at 3 energy. You'll be at 15. 888. Okay. 999 actually. Look at that. I'm a third eye believer now. But on the run last night, I was literally like, it's a strange thing to be saying, but I was literally scrying through all of my stance changing cards. I know you're going to disbelieve it. You're going to be like, how is such a thing even possible? Let's look at this again. Eruption. Well, this is 21 plus 9. With a Scrawl, we won't have enough energy to get this finished. So I actually think what you do is Scrawl, and then you're gonna laugh at me here. Get rid of that. I think you take 3 damage, and now you're probably in lethal range. We just need to draw Eruption 2 strikes. I don't mind taking another turn off. Especially because we can actually, you know, set it up nicely with the third eye. I mean, I'll just own it, you know? I think, like, one of the reasons... let me think about... I just like a tantrum. But anyway, yeah, I basically didn't use stances in my run last night. So this is, it's a new era for me to be trying to use some stances again. One of the reasons, just to be... beautiful. Just to be sincere with you, one of the reasons, historically, I think, that I don't like Scry is because it forces you to think. And I hate to say that. I think, actually, an Indignation could be nice here to try to either get Wrath to apply vulnerable to the enemies, or alternatively, the flip side... I think you have to play it like this, unfortunately. The flip side is to burn an artifact off of enemies so that, like, status effects like weak or vulnerable would actually apply to them. That's something I've been struggling with a little bit. If we could tantrum kill you, like, if we're gonna use a miracle, no, that's stupid. I was like, miracle scrawl tantrum is never gonna work. But yeah, I think that it forces you... It's the best way to tackle this, surely. It forces you to think about what your next turn should look like, ideally, and as a result, I've kind of shied away from it, but no longer. No longer. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm interested in the idea of getting into that mantra stance more frequently. And I tend to early on, this is just a disaster, but I tend to early on, let's start ourselves like this. And how much damage is coming out? 22? My god. I tend to be okay on the first floor. I think you start strong, but I am realizing that clearly to some extent it does depend on the enemies that you run into. Because this is like disastrous. So we have no blocks, so I am gonna kill. This will do 9 on the flip. So we love that. This will do 12, okay. Little lucky on that, perhaps. You know what? Like, I hate to do it. Because using the Wrath, or the Vulnerable Potion like that is, seems a little bit suboptimal. But the flip side of this is, we did get out of it. I think it was a very good Vulnerable Potion. I'll get a Wave of the Hand going too. This deck's a little messy so far. But I'm gonna go for the upgrades, believe it or not. I think Wave of the Hand upgraded is important. We don't want to see diamonds. Okay, this could be okay. Maybe we'll try a power real quick to see what might help us out. We're not going to fight 5 turns, so Devotion won't work. I think maybe Mental Fortress is like as good as it gets. I really doubt that Prey is the play here, just because we need to... It's basically a race, so I think we just instead... try to scry ourselves into a position while we still can, where maybe we could toast you. The turn's gonna suck pretty badly. I wanna end in Vigilance if possible, but I also want to apply Vulnerability, right? So I think maybe you... Tantrum... Indignation, Miracle Vigilance, and it's still we're still well, we're only taking 6 damage. That's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's not getting any better. Can we kill you this turn? Unlikely. That's 12 damage plus another 36. Hold on, no. Wait, yeah, because no, these would do 12. But then no, you got way ahead of yourself there. These will do 18 each. 12 damage. I don't... It's hard to see us living through this, man. You know, maybe... as soon as you start to stall on this fight, though, like, it's already over for you. One thing's for sure, we have to live. And if you're, I mean, this one just seems disastrous to me, like right out of the gates. But maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, because I mean, you're probably seeing it yourself here. I'm like, how we gonna get out of this bucket of cream? 16 damage. We're only taking 2, but there's no vulnerability anymore, so we got to do 40 damage this turn. Yeah. It's simply not happening. I think, you know, I'm open to the idea that there was a misplay in there. Just abandon this one. It's alright, we're early on. You know what I've come to realize? And I'm not necessarily blaming the game for that one, just the choices we made. Scrawl, maybe not that special early on. I think we'll actually take the max HP. It's kind of like, it's the more boring option. We did also have the misfortune, and I think, you know, part of getting good at Slay the Spire is, you know, diagnosing your losses. Which is something I was not good at the first run around. For sure. Largely just ended up being like, it's hard, which is true. I think we can take 0 here if we do it like... no, because you're taking double damage from him, of course. That's still maybe the way we would have wanted to play that, to be honest. And we're going to be weak. We need 2 attacks. We got 2 attacks. Or 1 good attack is fine, too. But yeah, I'm not totally sure that the... Well, we didn't have very much damage output, and we had the misfortune of running into a lot of AoE in a row. So here... I think Rushdown, especially knowing it costs 0 eventually, can be good, but follow-up strikes me as an easier way for us to hopefully get some early game kills. And I think you gotta... You always, like, early on, I think especially, you invest that Miracle when you're in the Wrath stance. And I'm still a believer in this prey, okay? I still think that there's a chance that we can make it work. Clumsy, Nirvana, Evaluate, Eruption, Mind Blast, Nirvana. Whenever you scry, gain 3 block. I'm willing to take it. And then Alpha, Evaluate. Okay, Alpha can be a really good card if we can get the energy base to play it. But, by the way, am I 1, 2... Okay, 2 elites, 1 optional. I think I gotta think. Like, Eruption, upgraded Strike. Oh, then I was like, Miracle Follow-Up, but that's not how that thing freaking works, dude. We blew it. We definitely had a kill lined up there. I just did it wrong. You had to play follow-up before the upgrade. Follow-up here before the upgraded strike. Upgraded strike, Miracle Strike him. Okay, so, but you know what? It's a chess puzzle. You make mistakes, you learn from them. You slow it down. Don't play on tilt. I could see the value of a Tranquility. And then we're going to go for the early upgrade again, because I never learn, apparently. And I think actually getting 1 extra mantra on long enough fights, this appeals to me, and now we got a chance to make our revenge. We have nothing to scry yet, so, like, don't even worry about that. I'm learning to scry, but I ain't got wings. This is probably the worst turn you could conceivably imagine. I really don't see us playing a prey, making him stronger, and then, you know, running into trouble as a result. 27 damage. We know we have no block. It's a race, and I'm losing. It's a race, and I'm winning. It's a race, and I'm dying. You're a real son of a gun, you know that? You're a real son of a gun. I even took attacks that time. This is the rare Slay the Spire train wreck you're seeing here. Let's make sure we're caffeinated. You know what? Play it the simplest way you can. We know we want cards early on. I don't care about getting a free elite fight. Give me some cards that can make this deck function. Okay, early, a bowling bash. So literally, like, we have the means to kill these enemies without taking a significant amount of damage ourselves. You know what? There's a pressure points. I think we can, early on, let's upgrade this bowling bash. I mean, this will do 30 damage if we draw it on the AoE elite fight, which I think is one of the biggest problems. It'll also do, you know, 10 damage if we draw it on the devil fight, which has been such a problem for us. Now the thing is, if we're gonna go with a pressure point style build, I'm a little frightened about being vulnerable and frail next turn. But if you're not gonna act, doesn't matter. Even if you are gonna act, it doesn't matter. We want to take a thin deck, and we also want to scry it up. So I think, like, literally, you only want to take... Oh, Bowling Bash, please. Bowling Bash. We can wait a turn for Bowling Bash to really pop, but... we want to take other pressure points. We want to take things that can burn artifacts. We want to take draw, and we want to take scry. I think that's the ticket for us. So Mind Blast is pure garbage. I think you take a Thinking Ahead, which guarantees you're going to draw Bowling Bash. Get rid of a strike for now. And then you stink. Unfortunately, and this is, you know, self-evident, pressure points is really slow against the sentries because they have 1 artifact each. So I tend to just kind of ignore that. But Bowling Bash is fantastic. There is one problem. You have to draw it, which is a bit cumbersome at times, as you can see, but we're hanging in there just fine right now. Look at that. Dazes are gonna overtake us pretty soon, but there's only 1 enemy remaining. I mean, you can always do this. That's just kind of like a lucky turn for us. I know you're like pressure points has better value there. I really disagree. It takes us so long to actually get it down there. Like to get to the point where it's doing considerable damage. You're actually like so lucky. It still wouldn't, pressure points 2 turns ago wouldn't have killed, by the way, but or now, but we have no other option. Once we get the, if the pressure points archetype starts to fly against single enemies, you're gonna see its true power. So I do like, I think Weave is okay in a Scry deck, but I also think Perseverance, to just have like a dream block, is like a 1 energy block, if you can hold it for like 4 turns and then get 20 block out of it, is just disgusting. So Bowling Bash is huge here. You have 18 life. Would you look at that? The math just works out. This time, honestly, I think you just do a little of this. Doesn't quite get you there, but pressure points hits around block, which is like a... It does true damage, if you will, which is very nice. You know what? Ink Bottle I didn't notice, but drawing Perseverance is like literally the best case scenario. I do think a Deceive Reality is good enough. I'm still definitely trying to keep the deck as thin as possible. And you're gonna laugh at me here, but I think you stall it out a little bit more. Okay, this is the nightmare. But still, I think that some vulnerability early, and these blocks are going to be very high value for us. I think you eat it here. You take a little bit of damage, and then next turn we're going to have Eruption and basically hope to kill you. Will it work? We'll do 9, which will actually be 13. You'll be at 34. If we upgrade this, you'll still be at 34. Then you'll take 18. And then you'll take 11. It's not enough. That's annoying. But we can still Eruption. Vigilance. Oh, that gave us draw, huh? I mean, it's, you know, whatever. Now I'm like, we're in the same boat. I'm like, I gotta do 34 damage to you next turn. I can do 10 and then 9/9 if I upgraded, which is not enough. No, please. What, you're doing 39 damage? You know what? I mean, you should have popped this earlier, I suppose. That's plated armor. That's not upgraded cards. 42 and we're at 41. Ah! Please, please. Okay, well, you know what? I don't know what happened. Did they patch the game last night? Like, I've never had this kind of problem. I guess elites are tougher now. Makes sense. Makes sense. We're finally running up against it. Man, I haven't had a Slay the Spire episode like this in a long time. That elite in particular is the toughest of them all. I'll take a Crush Joints. I will remove... I'll remove a basic Defend for now, just because we're having real problems getting the kill. Maybe we're putting the cart before the horse. No enemies is beautiful. I'm going for it, man, because like I'm loco right now. I've lost my mind. We will fight you. We'll still get a free elite, which and you know what? If it's the devil elite, then I'm living life as happy as I've ever been. You know the left side of that was a devil, but okay. Now don't panic. You got, and Vault is an incredible card. We got a great thing going here now. We got a deck with some serious value. It's not a bad situation. Now you don't even need to draw Vigilance. You could just draw Vault next turn. We drew them both. But I think we'll just kill you instead. Now everything's it's smooth sailing. I will still take a Perseverance. What happened? Ink Bottle again. It's not the devil. That's wonderful news. Let's Distilled Chaos. That's fantastic. You know we're gonna Vault here. Some people may tell you I'm playing a little fast. Those people are cowards and have unlimited amounts of time. I, on the other hand, even though it's a Sunday, I'm very busy. I wouldn't expect you to understand. I like a foreign influence as a card, and I think that that's a very good upgrade target in case you get those like super high cost attacks that are actually sick. Bowling Bash is exactly what we want. Well, you know what this just goes to show you? Like, oh, by the way, already it immediately worked out for us. Nine damage. You're so lucky. You know what it goes to show you is just how valuable Vault is as a card. It's just, I mean, it's doing wonders for us. I think we can take another way to enter the Wrath stance right now. We would like some ways to exit stance. I think our next upgrade would be double vulnerable, which is super important. You're probably you're not the devil. Would you look at that? So to set you up, I think we'll take this first. I think we're gonna pop. This is great because the defend enabled crush joints. Foreign influence is going to cause 0, so let's get an immolate out there. Oh, but I'm not in Wrath anymore. My mistake. Well, then we won't use our miracle. So we get one more turn where you stay dazed. Definitely get to the point where you're in Wrath. We got 9 HP out of our regen potion. That's beautiful. Free relic. Yo, Distilled Chaos, kind of sick, huh? And I don't think you take a pressure points here. Straight up. Maybe you could have taken and let's make this get better. Maybe we could have taken a Sash Whip. But it does I am concerned would be a word that I could use here. That's a really good start, obviously. Oh, we definitely should have erupted. I'm losing it, man. I bet we're gonna draw Vault next turn, so double damage, that sort of thing doesn't scare me. You are doing 72 damage. We drew Vault. That's what happens when you're just better than the opponent. I was just gonna say the only thing we want to see is not Bludgeon, because I would love to just be able to stay in the Wrath stance. Hold on. 54 damage. I mean, we can't get out of the Wrath stance to begin with. So I'm kind of like, I guess we just take 54 damage. And then put you in a position where maybe we can kill you next turn. I think it's fair to say this was modestly mishandled. We have you dead. Lucky for us. Okay, we made it out of the first floor. That was a lot of fun. Next floor, don't be stupid. Play better. A wish has been an integral part of our life, and you know, I whenever you exit calm, get one more energy. Maybe that gives us the incentive to add more calm into the deck. Floor 2. My game plan hither to this point has been target a fairly early shop, buy the cards or relics you need to make the deck that you've selected actually pop. So entering calm is a little bit more important for me now, in my opinion. Let's use a colorless potion. I mean, I'll be straight up with you. It's not that incredible, but I like the idea of a finesse. I think you play Wish Plated Armor, and then just Miracle Defend. I know, like, we're still taking 1. But it sets us up nicely for the future. This is what we were looking for, really, was just Vault. So Foreign Influence, a Sweeping Beam will do well here. But then, Vigilance, Crescendo, we've now broken even on those plays, plus 8 block. That's amazing. Sweeping Beam, for sure. We need to stop at 2 energy, which is fine. Then we play our Vault. A Crush Joints is very, very nice. Can we do 22 damage? Absolutely, we can do 22 damage. Okay. There's some belief happening here. The ability to enter calm with an attack. I value that more than an empty body, although an upgraded empty body kind of sick. No joke there. I think you do it again. I think you start here. You crescendo out of it. Crush joints is just damage, but that's okay. And then don't use your miracle. Use your miracle once you're... Oh, I was already in the rat state. But once you have attacks to justify it. And would you look at that? Okay. He's getting it back. Certainly I understand the value here, but I also... Empty body appeals to me because I kind of feel like I need more blocks. Quite frankly. I don't love what I'm seeing here. 5 block if you're in calm is not necessarily terrible. We need to find a way to deal more damage. I think that's where we're at. We don't have any super attacks. So wheel kick is kind of a super attack. But it's not... No, it actually is better than 2 strikes. Even before you factor in the draw. Okay, sure. For actual, and I think flying sleeves as well can fit the bill, but I'm skeptical to add too much too soon. I think we can deal with a toolbox. And now I would like to remove 1 basic strike. I'm playing a little quick. I'll be the first to tell you. We're playing maybe a little bit fast. But that's okay. Riddle with holes is kind of sick. Then we can play a crush joints. Let's do a master of strategy first, because we wanted to see if there was a way for us to get to... You know what we can do? We can get 10 block... Oh, and the draw. Actually, way more than 10 block. We can get to 15 block and still have 3 energy. It's very hard for me to play a wish here. It doesn't fit into my risk profile. When instead we could just wipe one of the enemies off the board. That's worth more than 8 plated armor in my world. This turn is just just a funny one. I actually think you just don't play your vault, and that's rare. But I think we can wait for it to come around one more time. You know, we got very, very decent damage output because we had double damage going there. I think we just have you dead. We can't play Wish on it, but... Oh, no, we're weak! We're weak! You're doing 36 damage... Oh, wait, you just play Crush Joints instead of a Strike. Yeah. Yeah. My bad. What about a Flurry of Blows or a Wreath of Flame? Wreath of Flame Bowling Bash is kind of sick. Wreath of Flame, everything else, not so much. But it is 8 damage for 1 energy. Maybe there is a play there. Not to mention you always start with something, right? Like you start with something special here. Foreign Influence. I think you just take... Probably you take a Hand of Greed. And I'll be straight up with you on this one. I'm like, maybe 3 strength is your play. You know what we need that we also want on every single run we've ever been a part of is hold on, I'm just thinking. I'm like, hear me out here. Wreath of Flame. By the way, the answer was going to be Apotheosis for the record. Wreath of Flame. This will do... Will it really do 7 damage? I don't think so. I mean, I think it would do 15, okay? We'll have 1 energy remaining. Doesn't this do 4 damage because we're weakened here? Do I not have combat previews on? Upload gameplay data. What the? Display summed up damage in gold? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, it's because I took 3 strength that this is the actual... Okay. So this will be 15 damage. You'll be at 27 plus 3 block. You'll be at 21 plus 4 block. I don't think I can get to the point where Liquid Memories kills you with a Hand of Greed. And I wish it could. We could, though. Hold on. This is not as cool of a play. We can Vigilance ourselves into Calm. Empty Body gives us a huge energy redo. Ink Bottle is probably going to come out, honestly. I think my math was just wrong anyway. And then we'll just use our block potion. And perseverance, I guess. Even though it only saves 1 block, or one damage, we're probably going to kill you this turn regardless. Even if we're not going to kill you this turn, which we absolutely are, we do have Vault regardless. I don't know, plated armor probably would have saved us a little there. Now, I'm kind of a believer in our follow-up. I still think we need more means to deal damage to enemies. Wish being better is awesome. I also think Wheel Kick getting 5 extra damage is huge. I mean, I'm gonna take a thinking ahead, but I'm not totally sold. Let's start with the thinking ahead. That's like your given. Let's put a vigilance top of pile. Although, yeah, well, you know what? Let's put a vigilance top of pile, and then watch this. I'm a madman. Drink the speed potion and then play distilled chaos, knowing it will work with the vigilance you just drew, perseverance and defend. Now we got 35 block. Accidental genius. And we're about to draw a card, so get ready for that. But, well, we're about to draw 3 cards, actually. We just want to make sure we're saving some energy. I don't think we need to enter calm. I think we got to hit you a little harder. Wreath of Flame, this is basically 16 damage. So it's better to play, well, but you want to play this first to get the energy trigger. We know we're going to vault. That's a given. Do we, you know what, maybe we do want to enter calm? Like a Wreath of Flame, Fear No Evil. And it's really more to just possibly exit calm next turn. That's very nice. We really should have exited into Eruption. But we did still do over 100 damage, technically, on the first couple of turns. This is pretty amazing. Let's get a Foreign Influence out here. Of these, unfortunately, like, Carve Reality is the best. Maybe it's not unfortunate, because, like, Fear No Evil, Empty Body is actually energy gain. And I think you're dead. I think we killed you. That was actually beautiful. We used some potions, like a lot of them. I take a Carve Reality. I still do think we need better attacks. Let's get a Wheel Kick upgraded. I mean, at least we're putting together something a little bit more respectable here. Teardrop Locket, start combat in calm. It's the first time I've ever been that excited for something like this. Honestly, I actually think that maybe Blind could work here. Are we gonna draw? Possibly we're gonna draw. Let's play a Wheel Kick early. It's a spicy play, but it does a lot for us. We are about to draw. I'm just hopeful like we can draw into like a crescendo, which is why I'm playing not so great cards. It didn't happen. That's okay. It's still nice for us to just have one enemy to deal with. Wish is here on this turn. I love the follow-up from the last turn for free. That's always awesome. Let's do the 8-plated armor here, and we'll just play like a basic defend alongside of it. Save the potion if possible. Foreign Influence is such a big play for us here. Empty Fist is great. So we can crescendo. Empty Fist. Although, you have 55. 12 plus 30, it won't quite get you. 12 plus... We'd probably be able to kill you genuinely. If we felt comfortable using the Bottled Miracles. We may have to use it anyway. This does 20. You would have 14. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to use it anyway. Doesn't really matter. Like, I know we could have used it a turn ago, and you know I'd have a little bit more of my life left, but it's not a huge change. I'm not totally sold on Like Water. Simmering Fury is kind of interesting, but I like having a little bit more control over the stance changes. Is the way I see it, at least. And we're very much, by the way, not crushing it right now. So I would definitely drink your potion early. This is a terrible first turn. This is very scary. It costs... Am I correct in the assumption that a discovery costs 0 this turn? I wish I could look at the combat log. Yes, okay, thank God. That's pretty important. So I think you wreck on this turn. You know, we got 3 energy. Let's just hit you with one of those. We can hit you with an amazing Sands of Time. Let's hit you with one of these. And then, Vault is really good, honestly. You are doing 36 damage. That's no joke. On the other hand, you're also dead. That's kind of a joke. A second empty body. I'm starting to... Oh, give me a try here. Absolutely. So a random power at the start of combat every time. Lose all your gold or fight. I'm gonna fight this one out. It's 2 block is so little, but I'm realizing, like, admittedly, this is kind of like, you know, you're wishing for, and I guess pun intended. And I think I gotta try this on for size real quick, but you're admittedly, like, wishing for things that are hard to make come to pass. But draw kind of seems like it almost puts us on infinite or, like, pseudo-infinite energy here. Which I understand the ridiculousness of the statement. But we played all of our setup cards this turn. And I'm feeling fantastic. I'm not gonna crescendo. I want to, but I'm not gonna. It wouldn't get the kill, for one. And we don't need to. Someone in the comments said that, and it kind of like, it opened my eyes. They said, if you get enough draw as the Watcher, you can almost go infinite just by stance changing. And at the time, I wouldn't say I was like, oh, I don't think so. A wave of the hand does appeal to me here. And a free hand of... It's not free. This is not free. So let's actually get madness then. I wouldn't say I was like, oh, yeah, sure. But I was like... I don't think I really got it. Now I'm starting to get it. I don't know if you play a fasting here. Like, I hate the idea of a dead card just sitting in our inventory, but... I don't... Well, if we're gonna enter calm, it is nice to do it by doing damage. Anyway, I don't know. I got kind of lost there, but we... As long as we get to play all of our good stuff on the first turn, I don't really mind. Doesn't bother me that much. Although, this time, I think we gotta do it like that. And I suppose you're doing 8 damage? Okay, then we'll do it like that. This isn't like the best turn I've ever had in my life, but I think that's okay. Let's, we know this is spooky because if we play a wheel kick, we know we're probably gonna draw Wish. And in fact, we did draw it anyway. Not much I can do about that. At least we got the crush joints working. That was why I didn't want to play wheel kick, you know, quite in that capacity, but so be it. I'll take a rebound on this one, and check this out. You hit, and then you just play your Perseverance, knowing that you're going to draw it next turn. Everything, like this... I mean, it just goes to show you, you know? Trying to shove an archetype into existence has a success rate. Rebound. Smite. You're dead. But just taking good cards is, like, undefeated. I don't think we need a second wheel kick. I haven't been sold on Wallop in a little time, unfortunately. Wave of the hand for better AoE weakness. And our power is fasting again. Give me a Chrysalis, and it's... I don't know why, okay? But it could be funny. You're doing no damage, so you definitely start Crescendo. And we're not going to draw this turn. But then you can play Chrysalis. Are we really going to not play Fasting? What did we draw, by the way? What came in there? Two Deus Ex Machinas. And an Empty Mind. That's not bad unless we get the Machinas on the same turn. I mean, it's really tough for me to go down to 2 energy a turn just for 3 strength, 3 dex. That's really tricky. That's not an easy task. I think save your energy. Just exit the stance because it's a little spooky. Just looking. We don't scry at all, so a Twin Strike is fine. Probably the one that's going to take a good card, because I bet it's going to take Wish. I do think you enter Calm. I know we got potions. Oh, then this is a beaut. You just managed to play a Vault after that. Okay. And we got a lot of interesting stuff. So I think you got to start... I guess you start by playing your Wish with the Plated Armor. Then you can do an Empty Mind. Oh, but we drew even more miracles. That's kind of funny. We need to play like some Retain stuff. So we're taking 24 damage right now. Well, not really, but this would take us to 23. I'll play the Perseverance just to take 0. And I honestly think you can leave your hand as is. These 4 miracles, we draw 5 cards per turn. We got to be a little careful about the way that this happens here, but I think it's totally fine. I mean, if you pop this and this is a much more impressive kill. Feels much more energy efficient. And I think we can do an Eruption, and then that puts us back into the calm state. You know what? Actually, I do care to... It's such a huge waste of miracles, but to get rid of all your artifacts in a timely fashion so we could actually weaken you before the end of the fight seems incredibly useful. You are doing 18 damage, but... I mean, if I'm being straight up with you, I wish we could have played it, but I don't see too much value in playing the potions right now. Could be wrong. Let's make you vulnerable. Let's also make you... Let's start to get into the position where we're going to make you weak. So we love doing the damage. We want you to have weakness for several turns. So I'm okay applying... Really, I'm okay doing this. We're probably... We're going to draw, like, at the end of our turn, which is a little unfortunate. Let's just apply one more weakness. Like, I know it seems crazy to not do an attack there, but this is probably potentially going to save us more damage than I care to admit. Now here you're doing 43 damage. This is still considerable. I'm going to duplicate our Perseverance. Now we're taking 16 damage. Seems like an adequate compensation for me to get relatively high damage attack out there. Empty Mind, unfortunately, is just going to draw into stuff that we won't have the energy to play yet. So you can just take a turn off. This is just horrible. It's just a terrible turn. But 24 damage is not that spectacular. We're going to want to play the block, unfortunately. And I think, you know, we're taking 10 damage here. I think it's important for us that we do get some vulnerability on you. It's more of a marathon than I'd like, if we're being honest. We did get some decent damage out there. I wish we could make it work, but we can't. You still got 3 turns of weakness. You're doing 30 damage. I'm still not sweating it too much. Presumably, there is a way that we can enter the Wrath stance. I know that maybe my bitterness is showing a little bit, but Twin Strike is kind of your play, but Empty body, great stuff. Okay, thanks for the energy. We're taking 15. This will help us. Okay, it's actually like really nice. All we need to do is draw an eruption, and we're right back in here. Yeah, we can probably just kill you right now. That didn't go as badly as it could have, but I'm not that impressed. Created cards are upgraded, or created cards are retained. I mean, Omniscience targeting weak is a really good play. Or wish, I should say, not weak. But I still I wonder if we're going to have the energy base to even do it, man. Does it cost 3 if we... I really like the retain reduce for smites and like a perseverance, for example. I think we give enemies extra strength. It's really dangerous, but I don't see us winning this run realistically without 4 energy. And let's hit this early shot, man. I totally buy it. It's not going to cost 0. But I still think like a Mind Blast could be kind of interesting. So Study's a gimme. Mind Blast does 19 damage. That's not nearly as much as I would have wanted. Okay, draw 5 cards, randomize the cost of cards in your hand. I'm going to play this just so we don't overdraw. And then so much of what we wanted to draw costs 0. Like Wish, okay, give me the 8-plated armor. Mind Blast does less damage now, so that was just not very smart. You definitely, and I'm being very stupid here, you should enter the Eruption state. Then this does 42 damage. Let's just knock you out. This will give us an energy in return. It's not a ton, but it's something. Free Defend equals free Crush Joints. That, again, would have been worth a lot more earlier. And then we just gotta kill you next turn. Or even if we don't, these guys are gonna come back at half HP. That's not so bad. Let's see what we get here. Windmill Strike. You know what? Actually, was it this turn or this combat? It doesn't matter, because this costing 0, I think, means you like Crescendo, Wreath of Flame, all for 1. It definitely, it brought back what I needed. How about that? That was a really good Snecko Eye. And I'm happy with our deck. Talk to the Hand is pretty sick. There's a lot to love here. We can afford 1 relic. Or the 2 lesser ones that are still pretty good. Mummified Hand. We really only have 1 power, right? I don't think you take Mummified Hand. I think you can take Bag of Prep. And I think you can take Clockwork Souvenir. And then I would love to afford both of these, but I think Talk to the Hand is a little bit better. I think that was superb. I will don Red Mask. Thank you for the gold. We're already purging artifacts on enemies pretty quickly. I'm gonna lose 4 max HP. Don't you know I'm Loki? Now we got gold again. Start elite combats with extra strength. Honestly, I think another Perseverance is pretty good. And how many elites are we gonna fight? Minimum 2? Okay, fine. We will then. Can I tell you as well? I actually am taking that Tranquility. We've drastically changed the deck, which is very spooky. I think you need to master a strategy. Is very spooky. No question there. However, I think we changed it for the better. I guess we'll find out. So let's exit Calm. That's just a ton of extra energy. Talk to the Hand. Foreign Influence is a pretty important card. We can re-enter Calm, so let's Tantrum. We should play Wave of the Hand first, too, for extra block. Well, you know what? We can actually do it like this. Let's enter Calm first. And then go Tantrum, not Tranquility. Let's get this going. Okay, Crush Joints, absolutely. Let's make retained cards cheaper. We got enough energy to do everything. 5 energy required? Good. Okay, do this. Tranquility. Miracle. Wish. Plated Armor. Feeling very steady. After such a horrible start, feeling not so bad. It's just unfortunate, like, so little of this stuff is actually retained. So I am playing it, but it's mostly because it just feels like there's not really a good... Well, you know what? We drew into Crescendo, which is sick. So I'm happy to have that. And, you know, presumably we should have a vault here. Lovely. So I think you can definitely, like, Wreath of Flame Tantrum. That's just disgusting, and we don't even need the vault. Like... This is just a great elite fight. Akabeko is very scary if you're an enemy. That is a... more calm equals more energy. That's what I'm realizing. Yeah, give me a rare relic. I do like being able to heal. You should be weakened a little bit. So Nirvana first. Soundgarden second. You would like to draw 3 cards. And that's beautiful. It gives us a way to exit stance. Then we can go, yeah. Okay. I mean, this should not be a problem. Rare relic. I'm just trying to think. I mean, 5 energy is like your classic. Straight up, just because this fight's going to be a little long. I don't mind getting a little extra block applied. Let's enter calm. Let's not exit calm. Remember, I was just gonna say we're still waiting on like a lot of really useful stuff here. So one of those is Wish, which I still think you just take plated armor on, and then we just need like a basic defend. We don't really have one, so we'll play our worst Perseverance, and let's use a miracle to make all of our retained cards cheaper, and then we pop. We pop on this turn. Very much so. Talk to the hand, wave of the hand. So many hand-related. Can't stop doing the hand thing. Okay, good stuff. Then crush joints. You only have 12, but until you go into this phase again, but that's okay. I think we can still hit you for 4. We got a draw out of that. Okay, we'll vault. This is the least impressive position that this enemy could be in right now, so I'm having a great time. I mean, I don't know why we would sweat fighting a rare enemy from Act 1 to begin with, now that I think about it, but we are taking double damage here, but there's 16 block. I think you can just stall. Like, it's... we probably could have put some damage down there, but we can also probably kill you, like, in one attack at any point in the future. Maybe even right now. Yeah, so let's... I think patience was good. Intangibility, also nice. I'm happy with my existing potions, and a way to exit stance is always impressive. Let's see. This guy doesn't scare me that much. We play a lot of cards. Master of Strategy is beautiful. Okay, so there's plays to be made. I think we like a Crescendo. Okay, this is where the energy starts popping. Then we'll still play an Establishment. Let's get an Empty Mind out there. Exit stance. We have a Vault, which is like stupid. Enter calm, exit calm is 1 extra energy for free. Then we can make you vulnerable. We can hit you pretty good. And then we'll just play our vaults. And you're still sticking with the 13 slow, which is unbelievably good for us. This will be free, so we definitely want a Ragnarok. You know what you can do? Tranquility, Empty Body gives you enough energy to start thinking about getting like a Wreath of Flame, Eruption, Ragnarok. Yeah, that was kind of the best thing that could have possibly happened. I'm very happy with where we are here. Strike Dummy. I don't know how many cards we have that have Strike in them. Chrysalis is really interesting if we can get the energy base to play it. Much of the time we can. We just need a way to usually exit stance. Unfortunately, we've already drawn this turn. So talk to the hand is big. We know we're going to vault. The only question is, are we going to do it right away? And I think the answer is no, actually. I think we want to hit you one time, just so you get extra weakness. Because I don't... talk to the hand, it looks like it would have still applied, but I was not willing to take the risk. Let's draw, because we want a way to exit stance. Then we'll exit stance for energy. We have a problem because we have no block. So now I'm like, okay, just draw. Okay, there we go. Draw yourself into some block. 4 energy remains, huh? Cross joints into a follow-up. That's your classic combo. I mean, Eruption Strike just gives you the kill. Great work. Gambler's Brew, not necessary right now. It's really tough for me to add more stuff when our deck is pumping, you know? Talk to the hand is not going to be as good for us, I think, as I would like it to be, because the boss respawns halfway through. Innate Establishment is like, it's okay. Maybe even an Eruption costing 1. This is probably like the first upgrade you're supposed to get. But maybe we can hit question marks on the way up now. Like an upgraded Discovery. That gives me an upgrade target. So let's just hit that here. I think it's well worth playing. If it was the Timekeeper, I might think differently, but... And then you are extremely annoying. I think draw. Yeah, I know that seems crazy, but I took draw over, like, you know, 40 guaranteed damage. But I don't think 40 damage is worth as much as our incredible draws can be. Look, pressure points is like the most immediately useful, but I'm telling you that insight for us is gonna do unbelievable work. Maybe not right now. Unfortunately, but genuinely, at some point in the future, the thing is gonna freaking slap, man. Every card we draw, I wouldn't say it's worth more than 40 damage, but we're getting to the point where I think it could be. Okay, we need to talk to the hand first, then Eruption. Foreign Influence gives us, I mean, a Meteor Strike is really good, but we don't get the energy out of it, so I think actually you do better with like a Riddle with holes here. We are intangible this turn as well. Let's enter Calm. I guess we have Tranquility. No, I stand by this. I do. 12 damage. Because it lets you do something like an Empty Body. Into a Wish. I'll just take the Plated Armor just to stay safe. I think that's underrated. We get a free turn. Empty Body, Wave of the Hand, Empty Mind. The more stance disablers, the happier I am. So let's Tranquility, Empty Mind, Discovery. Talk to the hand, I guess. We're not in Calm, but that's okay. Whenever you apply block, you gain weakness. Let's enter Calm. Let's enter Eruption. We got 5 energy. Let's hit you. Let's hit you. Let's Empty Body. And play and Evaluate. Okay, I mean, like, this is the kind of turn that gives you some inspiration for the future. We haven't even been, like, touched in so long. We've taken out elites easily. And then on this one, like, have you ever been killed by a block? That's embarrassing. I do think a Power Potion probably beats Vulnerable, but it's tough. And I'm very happy with our 30-card deck. I'm a little embarrassed that it's 30 cards, but I'm happy with it. Let's see. This is not draw 4? Draws 4? I'm going to do that. I don't think block's going to be a big problem for us. Interesting. I think you could do worse than Devotion here. This Discovery exhausts itself, so I don't sweat it. We got a, like, completely full hand. I know you're getting stronger. And like Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive, I don't care. Study is worth the damage, I think. Now, whenever you gain block this turn, apply 2 weak to all enemies. Then, Dex. You hate to lose plated armor, right? Oh, but you're already weak. Be smart. Play a Perseverance. Play a Wish for plated armor. It's not an ideal first turn, but it's okay. Really, things don't start to pop till we get that vault out there anyway, which is happening on this turn. So Wreath of Flame, Bowling Bash is just it's just a sad story. We are intangible this turn, huh? What we should have used Wreath of Flame with Bowling Bash. That was like the whole reason I was doing this to begin with, but I love a Whirlwind, but I hate to use X energy right now, which I might regret. I might be ashamed of my words and my deeds later, but not yet. Certainly not yet. Okay, so let's play. We know we want to play that. Inner Peace puts us into Calm. Then we can Crescendo, exit Calm, strike you. We're about to draw. Talk to the hand. It's a good draw, and then we Vaults. We're still intangible. Is that how that works? That's crazy. That is too good. I love a lot of this, okay? You gotta do damage. You gotta be able to play Vigilance and then Empty Mind. We're back to 3 energy. Calm and then Empty Body. We're at 4 energy. That's as good as it gets. Let's enter Calm. Vulnerability. Okay, then I'll just smack you. That doesn't bother me. Seems to me like we got a pretty good setup. Should be hitting triple damage right around the respawn timer, so we got to be a little cautious about that. Whenever you gain block, we apply some weakness, okay? Start with some basic draw. 5 energy. 3 energy. You're doing a lot of damage. Let's not beat around the bush on that one. Believe it or not, I'm a Tranquility man. So I think you play free Tranquility, Empty Body. I can't believe this is gonna work. Your Perseverance is out of control, but like Inner Peace and don't Empty Body, and then Perseverance takes you to 36 block, and it's 36 damage coming out. So there you go. Actually, it took us to 38 block with Talk to the Hand. Even better. Okay, we have Mantra next turn. It would be awesome to make you respawn here. It's like, I don't actually want one of these. Okay, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. Okay, respawn, please. This is beautiful, so we'll have triple damage next turn. Oh, okay, okay. Now you're starting to, yeah, okay. You're starting to do the numbers. Wreath of Flame. We'll just do a Carve Reality on that. Follow-up is free. Great stuff. Fear No Evil puts us into Calm to begin with, so we want to do that maybe last. Perseverance does 12. We'll hit you with a weakness. 34 damage. Remember, the name of the game is not to take 0. We're actually taking 8, but we did 200. Very acceptable use of our resources, I would say. Now, it's still not, like, exceptional. You know, we're taking 11 on this turn, and the enemy's not getting any weaker, really, but we are getting intangible, so there is that, I suppose. We want, stance, we want to be in the good stance, no longer bad stance. Wish to be in the good stance. I like a scrawl in this situation. Because we'll go like inner peace, empty body, make some space for scrawl. And now, you still like a vigilance empty mind? Oh yeah, okay, I'll see you next time. Alright, this has got to be a new record. It's been 3 hours. And the whole time I was just in my head, just looking it over. What do I do? What do I do? I said to myself. And then I said to myself, what if you did 13 damage for 57? This would then do 40 plus 20 and we win? Hey everybody, thanks for watching. It's now 3 hours after the pause. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching. And look at that, Ascension Mode level 9 unlocked. Let's see if the Switch can keep up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya!